Hello, everybody. Welcome to Feature Friday. We'll get started here in about 3 minutes. Getting everything set up. Hope everyone has had a wonderful, beautiful week. Happy Labor Day weekend. Oh my goodness, it is that time of the year again. I always love this time of the year when, fall's coming up and the leaves will change and the weather will cool down in a couple of weeks and we'll get back into a lovely time of the year. It's always a good thing. Hi, Mickey. And yes, so everybody, tonight I am back at my home studio and I am able to transmit both to Facebook and YouTube at the same time when I'm at home. So yay on that. And I have something fun planned for tonight. I'm going to actually quilt with the new Solaris edge-to-edge feature that was just released with the Solaris Vision. So I'm going to be doing some edge-to-edge quilting on one of my actual quilts, and you'll get to see just how easy it is to do edge-to-edge. We got 2 minutes to go, and we'll get started. Okay. In the meantime, I'm going to watch our chat windows, and I'm going to have me some coffee. Okay, hi CJ, hi Chris, hi Patty. Okay, let me pop out another window here. Hi Kim. Oh Kim, it was so good to see you and Sandy today. Thank you for stopping by. Okay, there we go. And then here, getting all my windows arranged on my computer screen. That's always a fun thing to do. Hi, Christina. Hi, Donna. Hi, Allison. Oh my gosh, Allison, 98 degrees in Southern California. You must be, are you out in the desert? Are you like in Indigo or Palm Springs? That sounds like Palm Springs weather to me. Hi, Sandra. Puffin's down here below my feet. Come here, Puffy. Say hello to everybody. Come here, Bobo. Come here. Come here. Oh, come here, you. Oh, you the big puppy. There he is. There's Puffin, everybody. No, you're not going to get me in the mouth, mister. Yes, he's down here underneath the table. And hi, Gail. I'm trying to watch all these chat windows. Well, hello, Bruce. Hi, Donna. Yes, well, Christina, let me tell you, it has been a busy 7 days for me. I got back this last Tuesday from St. Louis. It was the national convention. We call it Baby Lock Tech. And then for the last 3 days, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, I have been teaching virtual classes for Baby Lock Tech as well. So I am going to get some rest this weekend, though. This is our holiday weekend, and it is time. Hi, Jody. Hi, Stephanie. Let's see here. Hi, Beth. Yes, so, Beth from Colorado. Oh, I miss Colorado so much. I love Colorado, especially this time of year when you're getting closer to when it snows and everything. Laguna Beach. Awesome, Allison. I actually know where Laguna Beach is, quite honestly. You're just south of LA. Yes. Well, actually, I think Laguna Beach, some people might argue that it's actually how do I want to say it? Not a subdivision of LA, but it is like an adjoining city in LA that's part of the greater metro LA area. God, I hope I said that right without offending anybody. Okay. Hi, Lorraine. Hi, Jacqueline. Yes, who's a good boy. Now you have to go down so Daddy can sew. Yes, you do. Here you go, sugar. Okay. So, welcome to Feature Friday, everybody. Oh, Jody, I'm so sorry. Yuck is right. Laugh. LOL. No, I'm not going to LOL. That's yuck anywhere you live. Ew. 102. Hey, Mary Lou. Love Buffalo, New York. That's right. Go Bills. Good evening, Ernestine. Hi, Lorraine. So I met a lot of really cool retailers from all over the country, and my travel plans are about to get much more out there, especially in the coming year. As I get new bookings, I will be probably coming to a city close to you in 2023 for sure. Hi, Sue. So everybody, we are going to get started. Come here, you. Go on. Yes, we are going to get started with this episode of Feature Friday. And hi, Mickey. Tonight, this is all about, oh, Chris, 111 on Monday. I would either be neck deep in water in a pool or in the air conditioning. I would not be outside in that. Hi, Valerie from Australia. Welcome. Okay, so everyone. Ooh, which camera do I want to swap to? We're going to do this one right here. I am going to pull up my Solaris screen. And one of the new features in the new Solaris Vision, or if you have, I have the original Solaris, so I just have the upgrade kits in mine. So I have upgrade kit 1, 2, and 3. 3 is the newest one. And honestly, this one, the newest one, I just love it because I'm going to show you what I love about it. Everybody knows I am a quilt maker, okay, a 4th generation quilt maker. So I've already measured my little quilt that I'm going to quilt. Let me swap to this other camera right here. And I've already done some different techniques on this one, but now I'm just going to do an edge to edge all over it to finish it out. I've got some hand quilting here and some IQ designer quilting in it, but I'm going to go over the entire surface and finish it tonight on camera. So to do that, what I am going to do, let's see here. I'm going to go to embroidery, okay? And now, down here in the quilting menu in embroidery, I'm going to click on that, touch that, and the new menu selection for this category with the new machine is number 4. These are the 10 edge-to-edge quilting designs that are built into the machine, which will guide you with the projector. Hold on just a moment. Oh, wonderful, Mark. Congratulations. I'm right there with you. I used to be a Bernina boy also before I came to Baby Lock. Love this. Bernina's a great machine, but I just love my Baby Locks just a little bit better. Okay, but they're all great machines. So, that being said, check this out. This is the easiest method I have ever done edge to edge in a hoop. Check it out. I'm going to pick one of these designs. Let's see here. I am going to do, I'm going to do number 1. It looks like dogwood blossoms. And there's what that design would look like, all stitched out, edge to edge. So, once you pick out a design that you want to quilt on your quilt, we're going to hit the set button, okay? And now, just like in the border feature, we have a few little boxes to fill in, so the machine will calculate the hoopings on this. Hi, Linda. Hi, Karen. Okay, so first it's asking us for the width of the quilt. Now, I've already measured my little quilt sandwich over here. And it's approximately 21 by 21 inches. So, number 1, I'm going to put in number 2, 1, and hit set. Now for the length, that was the width. Now I'm going to do the length. It's also 21 and set. Everyone, you can go all the way up to 118 inches by 118 inches. So after we get the width and the length selected and entered, then we have to select which hoop we're going to use to do this with. And this is the correct hoop. I'm going to use the 10.5 by 16 inch hoop, but I'm going to use the dime magnetic hoop, okay? So that's already set to where I want it. Now even though there's 10 designs, you actually have a way to modify each of those 10 to get 4 different looks. So technically, if you want to get really technical about it, there's 40 different designs. 10 basic designs with 4 variations of each. Touch that select button, and if you notice, there are 4 ways right here. With that first one selected, that's how it's going to repeat across. If I hit that second one, notice now how it's changed where the connecting points are. It kind of does a mirror. Here's yet another way to get a different look, and a 4th way right there. For this one, I kind of dig that one. See how it makes a nice curve in it? So I'm going to have that one selected for mine and touch on OK. And then all I've got left to do is hit the next button. Now check this out. Right here it tells me how many hoopings I'm going to have, 3 by 2, and there's the size of the design it will stitch for each one. So here's the deal. It actually calculates the size of the quilt, of your quilt top, and whichever hoop you have, it's not going to fill the entire hoop. It's going to make the math come out evenly so that while you're hooping, it will perfectly fill your quilt top with quilting stitches. Our next thing would be to click on Next. And now it's showing, shows your total. There's going to be 6 hoopings, and there they are. And then we're going to hit. Now down here, I can select a light stitch or a heavy triple stitch. I'm going to do the light stitch. Yeah, the light stitch, and hit the memory button. Now it was saved in the machine's memory, and we'll select OK. And now if you notice, right here is the one. It says 21 by 21 inches. See here, I've been playing with it. So if I'm ready to stitch out, and we're going to touch the one we just created. And here it will preview. There's the 6 hoopings. If you want to do one hooping manually at a time, you can select each individual hooping. But if you want the Solaris to guide you with placement help, all you have to do is touch this first one, the main one right there, and hit set. And then it will give you step-by-step instructions on your screen how to position the quilt sandwich in your hoop, and every single step is clearly laid out on this screen. Hi, Mia. Lorraine, I love this too. This is so awesome. So, it's showing there's the edge of the quilt top, and it's showing you how you want to get that centered in there. Begin sewing from the upper left corner of the fabric. Attach your embroidery frame in the initial sewing position. So that would be step 1. And then I'm just going to touch OK. Then it's showing you the steps, and then you'll do the steps. Use the move pattern to align the upper left corner of the pattern area with the upper left corner of the area to be embroidered or quilted. So you're going to line up you'll have the projector on, and we'll use the projector to align that first point at the very top left corner of the fabric. And now it's ready for me to position that. So, let's see here. I'm going to swap the camera. And you'll be able to kind of see what I'm doing over here. Let me get my hoop. Now the great thing about this, why I like this hoop in particular, I will never have to take the hoop off of the frame to get it into the system. So I'm just going to lay my upper magnetic up there. I'm going to go ahead and attach the frame to the machine right there. And then I'm going to position my quilt sandwich right up here. And we're going to do that upper left corner first. And everybody, you do not have to have it perfectly straight in the frame, okay? This is a time you have to have about 4 inches extra batting and backing all the way around your little quilt, so that you can sew right up to the edge of your fabric. Now I'm just going to smooth out and make sure there are no wrinkles or anything on the bottom of the quilt here. And notice I'm just working out any looseness with my hands with that magnetic hoop. And there it is. The first one is ready to program in for stitching. Okay. The big thing is you want to make sure you don't have any of your quilt tucked underneath that machine, this hoop. Okay, so there we go. Now let's go back to our screen. Excuse me. So it's ready to touch OK, and then it's going to move. And now if you see here, I'm going to position the projector so that it's right up there at that top corner. If you look on the quilt itself right now, look what it's doing. Right there's the pattern, and see the green crosshair right there? That has to be right on the upper corner, right up here. And all I will do is use this to move my pattern. So check it out. Right there is perfectly on that corner. Check that out. Okay. Next, we're going to go back over here to our screen and click on OK. And now we have another step to angle. The next one, we're going to align the next green crosshair at the very top edge of the quilt. And we'll use the angle rotation key to move that where we need it. Let's touch on OK. Now here are the controls I get to use for this step. So check it out. It's pretty darn close. See it right there? It needs just to come down just a smidge. So I'm going to angle it down 1 degree. And that brought it right in line. Check that out right up there. Oops. There we go. See how that's right up there at the raw edge? And now we're good to go. Over here will be the edge that it's going to sew to. So, once I do that, I will click on OK again. And this one is ready to stitch out. So what it's going to do, it will begin stitching out, and then when it's done, it's going to stitch in some registration marks to line up a future hooping. So let's give it a go. We're ready just to hit that start button. Is my needle threaded? No, I'd better thread that needle first, because it certainly won't stitch if I don't do that, right? We're just going to thread the machine. I'm using 40 weight Madeira Aero Quilt quilting thread in both the bobbin and the top thread. Okay, and now we're good to get started. Okay, so we're going to press the start button. And this will take about 3 minutes to stitch out this first hooping. And this is something you kind of want to stay with. Since nothing is holding down the edges, you might just have to hold down the edges with your finger when that needle gets close to it. But you can see how that is doing that right there. And since I already have some previous quilting done over it, I'm just going to have it stitch over the entire thing. Easy peasy. I'm just going to make sure you can put like embroidery tape up here if you need to keep it from getting any type of little tucks, or just lightly put your hand on top like I'm doing right there. Another thing I did, I raised my embroidery foot height to 1 millimeter from 0.6, which is default. I moved it up to 1. That makes it sit just a little bit higher, but it'll keep it from getting caught on the edge of that loose fabric along the edge of your quilt. I found that worked really well for me. See how it's doing right there, easy peasy. Hi Carol, hi Linda. And right now it's doing the first hooping, and I've only got 5 more hoops to go on this quilt. So cool. But you see why. See, you have to have plenty of extra space here and up here at the top so that you can get everything to fit in like it's supposed to. Hi Dawn. Yes, this is the Dime magnetic hoop, everybody. It is the largest one, specifically for the Solaris only. It's a 10.5 by 16. But you could use any size in this. You could, if you already have one for like a Destiny or an Altair or Meridian, the 9.5 by 14. It will fit this machine as well. Hi Pat. Hi Norma. Everyone, I have tried every method to do edge-to-edge quilting in the hoop. This is by far the easiest to do. Honestly, this is truly the easiest method of edge-to-edge to do in the hoop. And there's where we'll line up to next. And now it'll come down here, and it's going to stitch in a registration mark for us to do an upper left corner when we go down to row number 2. That's what we'll line up our dot to, that it's stitching out right there. Okay. So next, here's what it's asking us to do. We're going to click on OK. We're ready to connect the next pattern. And now, once again, we're going to rehoop. Please rehoop the fabric to the right side while including the right edge of the pattern on the left in the hoop. So notice you have to leave part of what you previously stitched so it's accessible to your needle. And that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to pull this up. and put it over here. And then I'm just going to pull some more of this sandwich through. And you always work with this from left to right. Let's see here. Right there. That should be plenty. And then once again, I'm just going to take my time and get everything rehooped, get the fabric stretched. These magnetic hoops really make this process super duper easy to do. And now I have that hoop, so I'm going to click on OK. And notice, next I'm going to connect the midpoint pattern. So all I have to worry about is connecting the crosshair to where the stitching left off before. So, and this will be interesting, but since I'm stitching over other quilting, yeah, it's not going to be as easy for me to see, but I will get it in there. Let's see here. Let me see where that's at right there. 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 Okay, set this camera down so I can actually feel my way over there to it. Well, I sure didn't think that when I picked this. But it's all good. So I know what the height is. It's 10, and so I need to make sure I'm about 5 3/4 inches down from the top. Should be about right in here. There's the edge. So it's this point right there. Right there. Okay, so I have that point set. Touch on OK. And now I'm going to use the rotate key pattern. You see what I'm going to do here? So that I can get this at the upper top edge. Now, if I did not have this positioned down far enough, I might have to redo this step. We'll see. Okay. And right there it is. See how that lined up? Oops. Right up here at the very top edge. That's all I have to worry about. And then we're good to go ahead now and click on OK. I got my 2 points lined up, and now I'm just going to stitch it out. Easy peasy. That's how easy it is to do to line up your next hooping. No, Bruce, you cannot adjust the stitch length. It is programmed into the machine. Dawn, this is on the Solaris, okay? This is a Solaris only feature. It is not available on any of the other machines. And that did line up really great, and see how that's going to stitch out right up there. This is my part of my previous hooping right here, and here's the new one. But as you can see, that is it. That's all you have to do to line those up. Jody, you cannot do edge to edge on the Altair like I'm doing here, but there are other methods to edge to edge on the Altair or the Meridian, you'll have to use the snowman stickers to get precise positioning to line up the patterns on a camera. But this method is a Solaris only feature. Oh, thank you, Jan. Thank you. As you can see here, here's where I did some hand cantha quilting. Down here is, look, check this one out. I did like a little embroidery design instead of a quilting in the middle of that. It was just a lot of fun to play with. And we're just stitching away here. It's going really good. Hi, Linda. Well, hi, Linda from Missouri. Howdy do. Hi, Linda Simmons. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Oh, absolutely, Norma. I know you can do this. This is so easy. So easy to do. And there it is, stitching down a registration mark for another little hooping. Okay, once we get to row number 2, let's see here. Let's see here. Cynthia, yes, you are able to use all the available fill stitches on the Solaris, but not on edge to edge. All the fill stitches can only be used in IQ Designer. Okay, I'll make sure everyone's clear on that. But you did get 6 more. So now on the Solaris with the upgrade or the Solaris Vision, you have a total of 48 decorative fill stitches. So it's asking us to connect the next pattern. We're going to click on OK. And now we're going to re-hoop. Okay. Just going to re-hoop it. And I just bring the edge of that magnetic hoop right up over the top of the machine. See how I have it setting up here? And that way I never have to remove the hoop off of my embroidery arm while I'm doing this. It's a good thing. Okay. Let's see here. I think right there might do it. Put this on here and get a better look. And I'm going to go a little bit further over. The first time you do this, don't do it on an actual quilt. Just get you a quilt sandwich and do a practice run. And you'll see just how easy this is to do. Sure, all my slack is taken up. All I'm doing is just holding the hoop in place and giving it a little gentle tug all the way around so everything's nice and flat. Okay, so now we're going to click on OK. I have it re-hooped. And once again, we're going to line up the starting and ending points with that projector. You see that green crosshair right there? That's what we're going to line up to where the stitching left off on the last hooping. And let's see here. is right there. Right there where my finger's at is where it started off at. So we're gonna move our fabric over that way. And just put where that last stitch is, right in the middle of that crosshair. There it is, right there. That's all it took to line it up. Right there. Okay? So next we'll hit OK. And now it's a little bit different because it knows we're getting to the edge of the quilt. So I'm first going to line this up, and then I can adjust the edge of it over here to line up with the edge of my quilt. I'll show you how we do this. Okay, so notice that has to come back over to the left and up just a hair. So I'm going to do, let's see here. I'm going to do that. That brought it up here. Now look at these 4 icons right here. This is where we can move the right edge either in or out. And when we get to the bottom, we'll use these ones on the bottom here to do the same thing along the bottom edge of the quilt. So, you notice, see how that line is right there? We want that red line right along the edge of our quilt. So, right there, we'll make it pretty straight once I get it all the way down. There we go. So that is set right up there now. And what I did, I used this to bring it into the left. That edge is how I got it to get over there. And now we'll click on OK. And we're ready to stitch out this hoop. And then we'll go to row number 2. And it actually does. It lines that up perfectly. So it's a continuous edge-to-edge design all the way across. Now, this is out of square a little bit because of the hand quilting I did, but I'll just square it up and trim it after it's quilted before I put a binding on it, and it will be fine. I might actually end up making a throw pillow out of this little quilt top, this little quilt. I think it'd make a lovely throw pillow. And I'm just going to make sure as we get up there that edge stays nice and smooth. And everybody, I'm really careful with my fingers. I am not going to let this, as long as I keep my eye and my focus on, I will actually be able to make sure I do not stitch over my finger. I promise I will not subject you to that nightmare on camera. There we go. I actually have my hand on my quilt when I'm quilting on my long arm, just like I'm doing here right now. Now you could cut embroidery tape all along the edge if you wanted to. A couple of ways to do that. I personally just like having my hands on my quilt, but that's just me. Some panels would be awesome to practice on, everybody. Bruce, that's exactly right. But isn't this fun, everybody? I mean, If you're going to do a larger quilt, you can roll it up on a pull noodle. Oops. And right there, I wasn't paying attention, and I just see how that foot went underneath there? That was my bad. So I'm going to fix it. So I'm going to raise my presser foot up. Okay. I'm going to lower it back down. I'm going to raise my needle up. And how am I going to, I am just going to have to give it a little bit of a snip. Since it's at the edge, I can hide this in my binding. But yes, this is why I say you have to pay attention when you're doing this. Otherwise, you might have a little boo-boo like I just had right here. Oh, come on, you. It's okay. I will back it up a few stitches and line the pattern back up. It's all good. There we go. Okay, let's get this stretched back out now. And it's not really the worse for there. Right there is where it was stacked. Let me get my stretch back on here. And this way. There we go. Now then, so when you have a faux pas like that, hit the needle minus and plus. And what I'm going to do, though, before I go any further, I'm going to cut this thread. Leave a little bit of tail on it, on the top. There we go. Now we can get it restarted. And what I'm going to do, now that I have needle minus and plus on there, I'm going to back it up. Okay, and that's a good place right there. And I'm going to watch it and make sure I hold this down with my fingers now. And I'm ready to go ahead and restart this stitch out right now. That's how easy that was to fix. No big woo. It's all good. I'm going to watch the hoop now instead of watching the chat window. And then I'll take some more questions. But you see, even if that happens, it's easy to fix. A little boo-boo is easy to fix. Just stop the machine and do what you have to do. Back it up, and you'll be right back on target with the stitch out right there. And that ended that. So that's all the way stitched out to the edge there. And now, what it's going to do another registration mark, and that's halfway quilted, everybody. That one is now halfway quilted. We just have 3 more hoopings to go, and this little dude will be done. And we'll do a registration mark over here as well. So you can actually make your measurements a little bit larger than the entire quilt if you want to start and stop out here on the edge of the batting. Some long armers love to do that as well. But there we go. Now you can see that half of it is completely quilted. Pretty cool. So here's what it's asking, and we'll click on OK. And now it's going to show how to line up everything else on the bottom row. One row is finished. To start with the next row, rehoop the fabric to the left edge of the next row while including the thread mark of the upper pattern in the hoop. And all that means is this. Okay, we're going to unhoop it. We're going to bring it all the way back over this way. And then I'm going to show you these registers. See that little mark right there? And then one right over here on the edge. That's what we're going to line up to for the top edge. So we're just going to put in the hoop so that down here at the bottom, there's about 2 inches from the metal hoop to this. And you want about 2 inches over this way. And that way we have plenty of room to manipulate our quilt sandwich. Okay. We're going to stretch it from top to bottom and then pull out any excess slack over here to the right of the hoop. That's what I'm doing right here. Just a minute here. Before I start this, I am going to look in the chat window and answer any questions. But yay, that is entirely hoop now. It may need to go up just a bit more. Do I? I think so. I'm going to push it up in this direction just a little bit more. There we go. There we go. Now I know that will be just where I want it. The reason being, this will actually finish all the way from where the first row stopped all the way down here to the bottom of this. And you don't have to get it in the hoop perfectly square because you can adjust the angle of the stitch out with all of those little jog dials during our setup over here. There we go. As you can see, check it out, that is not square in the hoop, but it's okay. Yes, Mia, thank you. Everybody, please like the video if you're watching on YouTube, and please subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you like that, if you like my videos, just hit that like button. That makes my videos easier to find when people search for certain things on YouTube. Oh, thank you, Linda. Okay, so here we go. Now then, we're going to click on OK. We've got it rehooped. And now notice that first registration mark, I'm going to align my crosshairs up to this first one over at the edge of the quilt. Check it out. It's pretty close. Right there it is. See if you can see that. Right there's the registration mark. And right here's my little crosshair. So I just got to move that down, about 3/4 of an inch to line that one up. Right there. It's lined up right on that mark. There you go. You can see that there. Right there. And then we're going to click on OK. And now the second mark at the top, we're going to line it up right over there. And then I will use that dial to line up the bottom edge with the bottom edge of the fabric. Okay, so there's the mark, there's the crosshair, there's the registration mark right there. So it's going to have to come down. Let's see here. Go like this. And up just a bit. And then over. Okay, there's that one there. And then, let's see here. I'm going to adjust this down maybe. No, click on OK. And now we should be good to go, I think. Let me think here. Yes, we're going to give it a go. And we're just ready to press that start button. We lined up our points. Oh, thank you, Linda. Hey, everybody has boo-boos. I know I do. Boo-boos are okay. It's a way to learn. That's how I look at having a boo-boo. It can be a learning experience for us. it does not sew out crooked, Mickey. It's because I don't have it square in the hoop. That's why that second point is actually a rotation angle, and that will get everything to line back up. So my quilt sandwich for this hooping, check it out. See, it's not in a straight, it's not square to the edge of the hoop. And that's why by using that angle, it actually changed the angle of the design so it would match the angle of the fabric inside of the hoop. I hope that makes sense. It's just going right along. Check it out up there. It's just filling in ever so perfectly. I tried one edge-to-edge technique where I had to print out a template paper pattern to position my next hooping. I tried that and did it once, and that was just not for me. There it is, coming down to the bottom of the edge of the quilt. Now, doing a large quilt in it, you're going to have to deal with a whole lot more fabric and stuff. So I would recommend actually rolling up my excess quilt sandwich on a pull noodle that would hang out right over here, and that would be a good way to help manage all that excess fabric. See, it's stitching out right to the edge like it's supposed to. It's being good. And there it is. That hooping is done. And now we're just going to match and reconnect everything just like we have been doing. I'm going to click on OK. And then we're going to re-hoop it again. Here's how it's making sure those registration marks are up there so we can see them. That's the key to it, is matching up that crosshair where it tells you to on that screen, and then it just works out perfectly after that. And I tell you, once you get used to using this magnetic hoop, it's really easy to do. I'm being very cognitive of the camera, but if I'm not on camera, I can do this much, much quicker than what I'm doing right now, to be perfectly honest. But it's all good. Here we go. Let's lay this back down. We're going to pull and stretch out our excess. Here we go. And now we're ready to start lining it up. So let's click on OK again. I got it hooped. I'm going to do the center point first. And there's my little dials to get that lined up. Let's see, where did that leave off at? Right here. Right there is where it stopped, right there at the end of my finger. So I'm just going to move that green crosshairs down and over to the right, and just line it up a little bit. Okay, there's my first mark lined up. Check it out. Oops, right there. Right there. Okay, now we'll click on OK. And now we're going to line up this little point right here, and you use the rotation keys, and then we'll get that all set to go. Click on OK. So it's really close to my mark. Right there at the end of my finger is the mark. Right there. So I've only got like less than half an inch to get it up there. So let's see here. We're going to go this way. Nope, the other way. And then over this way. Right there. That's really good. That's right on the mark. Okay, then we're going to click on OK. And now we're ready to stitch out hooping number 5. That'll leave us one more hooping to go, and we'll have it all done. And there it shows it's ready to stitch. Press the start and stop button, and it's going to stitch out the next one, matching all those points that we set it to. And everybody, that you can see just how easy that is to do. Excuse me. It was pretty easy to do just using the camera, but I will tell you, using with the built-in method that come out with the Vision or Upgrade Kit number 3, it actually, for me, has been the easiest and most accurate method to do edge-to-edge quilting that I have ever used in an embroidery machine. Hands down, the easiest. Yes, everybody. The method to not have a nest on the back is to pull up your bobbin thread before you press that start and stop button. Just like in the other videos, you use the same technique for this. As you can see down here, it's perfectly stitched all the way to the edge. Just going over some of my previous hand quilting. And where you would pull that thread up is after you line up the beginning, the ending to the next beginning point. Right there at that point is where you'd want to pull up your bobbin thread to prevent any chance of a nest happening on the back of your quilt. Oh, I did not know that, Allison. But the dogwood on this little design is really cute, isn't it? It's really pretty. We have 2 dogwoods, everybody, out in our yard here in Illinois as well. A white one and then a peach colored one. And there it is. There's hoop number 5 complete. We have one more hooping to go. And once again, it is asking, is it okay to connect the next pattern? We'll touch OK. Then it's going to tell us to rehoop again. That's what we're going to do. I'm going to rehoop it for the last hooping. There. There. Make sure I have batting underneath all my magnets so it has a good grip. There we go. Just line up the edges of that hoop. You can take out any slack by just stretching that fabric out right there like that. Same way down here at the bottom. Just pull out any slack, give it a little slight pull. And you know what? That one is good to go. Now we can line everything up. Click on OK. We're going to line up the ending and the start point. Click on OK. This time I will pull up the bobbin thread just so you can see how I do that. So first I'm going to line it up. Okay. And where did that end at? Let's see here. Right there, I think. Yep, right there. So I'm going to line these up. And down. Right there. So right there I have my ending point and my new starting point lined up. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to go, excuse me, I'm going to get a hold of the end of my thread, my top thread, pull out a little slack. I'm going to do needle down. Here we go. Needle down, needle up, and I'm going to pull up my bobbin thread to the top. Oops, come here, you. Work fingers. There we go. And now that I have, there's my bobbin thread, here's my top thread, I'm going to hold on to them over here to the side, and now lower my presser foot. Oops. But it wasn't quite ready for me to do that. I forgot I have to line up this other registration mark. So we'll go do that. It's all good. And that's over here out in the batting. The next one is. So I'll just line that one up. It's all good. There we go. Perfect. Lined up perfectly right there. Now I'll click on OK, and it's going to move over. Now to get it to that very first needle position, check it out. Hit your needle minus and plus, and where it says +1, touch that and it'll go to the first stitch. Right there. That's where I lined up that registration mark. And now we'll do that needle up and down again to pull up that thread. And now I have my top and bottom. My bobbin is on top. I can just hold this over to the side, both threads. Don't put a whole lot of pressure on it, but notice what I'm doing right there. I have both threads under my finger, and I'm just going to hold it there while I press the start and stop button. And of course, my bobbin thread is almost empty, so guess what? Guess what? I am going to have to put another bobbin in. Never fails, but that's okay. Just follow the instructions on the screen. Okay? So just hit the reinforcement stitch. It just tied it off, and now we're going to move the carriage. It will cut the thread and move the carriage so that now we can actually snip these threads and we're going to remove the hoop so that I can get to the bobbin case and change out my bobbin. It was virtually out of thread, everybody. Literally. It didn't even have enough for 10 or 12 stitches. Come here, you. There we go. And we'll put another bobbin in. And put on our little cover back over the bobbin case. We're going to reattach our hoop. Press on OK. And now we are good to go again. But guess what we're going to do again? We're going to pull up that bobbin thread. There we go. And hit that start button. And now we're good to go. Alright. Now we are stitching down our last hooping for this little quilt in our edge-to-edge dogwood design. I'm going to make sure I pay attention so I don't have a faux pas over here along the raw edge of my quilt. I will answer all questions once this one is done. But I do see I do not use pre-wound bobbins for quilting. I wind the same thread on my bobbins that I'm using on top. I am using a 40 weight quilting thread for my bobbin and for my upper thread. The Madeira Arrow Quilt thread is what I am using. I agree, Bruce. This feature alone is worth the upgrade. But you get so much for that upgrade, everybody. Oh my gosh, you get a new foot control. You get the dual foot control in the upgrade. Come here. Saw what I did. I was reading the computer screen and I did that little dude again. But as you see, it's easy enough to fix. So I'm going to raise the presser foot up. Give this a little snippy snip right here. Let's see here. I caught it faster this time, but still I'm going to have to snip. It's okay. And it's right over to where the binding will be, so it'll be okay. Come here, you. There we go. Now just re-stretch that out. And we'll be almost good to go. What that does, when that happens, it sews over the lip of that presser foot right onto that little quilt sandwich there. Now we can reposition. I'm going to go to needle minus and plus, and I'm going to back it up 10 stitches at a time until the crosshair is actually on top of where I previously stitched. Right there is good. Okay, click on OK. And you can see there the pattern is lining up on top of the previous stitching, so I know it's all good. And let's see here. Do I have enough thread here? Yes. Okay, so that's good. And now all I have to do is lower my presser foot, press that start button, and really watch this edge right here where it was that foot was wanting to get under the fabric. Okay. There we go. And like I said, I will read the screen after this part is over with. I have a lot of raw edges here to make sure they do not get on top of that foot. It's all good. See, it's easy to recover. Baby lock makes it easy to recover with this machine, so it's a good thing, everybody. And yes, I did it again. Alrighty. Never fails on a live demo that something will happen like this. So this would be a good place. Probably what I should have done was put down some embroidery tape to hold down that edge. But, and that's what I'm going to do once I get this tore back out again and reposition and all that fun stuff. There we go. Okay. And the thing is, we are almost completely done with this design. So here we go. We're going to do this right here. I'm going to cut this right down here. There we go. And where that's at, that'll be under binding or at that edge. So it'll be okay. Okay, so now then, what I am going to do is back it up. I'm going to back it up with the needle minus and plus. Almost there. Right there. Right there will be a good place for it to pick it back up. And I think I unthreaded my needle that time, so I'm going to rethread my needle. And see if my embroidery tape is here close. There it is. It was closer than I thought, or I would have done that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put some embroidery tape over that raw edge where I'm having that issue. Check it out. And all you want to do is put it about 1/4 inch over the raw edge if you're having something that's being problematic. Just so it'll glide over the raw edge of that fabric. Now we're good to go. Press our start button and let it rip. I'm going to move my tape up. There we go. We're just going to get it done. There we go. And there's the end of it. That's how close we were to the very end, everybody. Woo! Okay. And now it does say finished, so we know we're done. Yay! And there you go. That's how easy it is to do edge-to-edge quilting on the new Solaris Vision. And if you put upgrade kit 3, if you have all the upgrade kits on your Solaris, you have the same thing as the Solaris Vision. I have the original Solaris with all the upgrade kits. So, let me pull this out a little bit and you can get a better look at this beautiful quilting that's done all over the front of that quilt. Okay. Pretty nice, huh? Love it. Okay. So, I'm going to swap cameras. There we go. Hello there. And I'm going to read I am going to read all these messages that I have missed and do my best to answer your questions. Cynthia, do you recommend slowing down the machine speed when doing edge to edge? Well, you could if you wanted to, Cynthia, but quite honestly, the way these designs are, even if you turned it down from the 1000 to the 600, doesn't mean it's always going to run slower. It depends how something is digitized. Okay. Which bobbin holder are you using? Mary Lou. So, Mary Lou, I have the general bobbin case in. It's not the embroidery only one. Rarely I rarely take that out because I have found that in general terms, and especially if you are doing quilting in the hoop, you just want the regular bobbin case in it, okay? Because the thread I am using is right here. This is 40 weight Madeira Arrow quilting thread. I have this in the bobbin and in the upper threading both. I like to use the same, just like if I'm quilting in my long arm, I want the same weight of thread and the same thread in the top and the bottom so that you just get a better result. I hope that made sense. That's okay, Jan. It's okay. Let's see here. Yes, Jan, this tape is wonderful. This is actually from Floriani, but there are several brands of embroidery tape. You can reuse it many times before you have to peel off some more. Oh, Cynthia, I love the needle minus and plus also. It is so awesome. Okay. Yes, Linda, in a pinch, you can use painter's tape. Yes, absolutely. Come over here. Oops. Okay. Let's see here. There we go. Well, I tell you what, Christina, I would never have a potty mouth, especially when I'm on camera. I might think it, but I'm not going to say it. Dadgummit. Oh, my goodness. Oh, Mickey, let me tell you something. That's why I really like to do these live, so you can see people like myself. We're just like y'all. As evidence tonight, boo-boos happen, right? And I can tell you, if it's going to happen, it's going to happen when you're live and on camera. Wonderful, Belinda. Welcome. You're welcome to the group. Okay. Hi, Jackie from Livingston, Texas. Phyllis, yes, you can do edge-to-edge quilting on your Altair or your Meridian. You'll have to take a picture. You'll have to hoop it, take a picture of it with your mobile device and send it to your screen, and then position the edge-to-edge design using that method there to line it up on screen. The Altair Meridian will not do this type of edge-to-edge quilting that I just demoed. That is a Solaris only feature. It's the newest feature. But you can still do edge-to-edge on all the other machines as well. It's just a different technique. Oh, Bruce, it happens to me too. I mean, After all of these years of sewing and quilting, you just take it in stride anymore. Sometimes I just say I'm having a senior moment. Now that I'm older, I can say that. I can legally say that. Oh, absolutely, Mickey. And let me tell you something, Mickey. At a long arm, you don't have to stand the whole time. Those koala chairs that go up to cafe height, you can actually sit at my long arm, especially when I'm doing ruler work. I sit at my long arm in my koala chair raised up so I can sit there and do ruler work all day long that way. It's a good thing. Okay. So, Jan, you can get that Madeira Arrow quilting thread at any Baby Lock retailer. That's where you can get that at. I'm not sure if anyone is selling it on Amazon or not, but please go to your local retailer and purchase that thread. I think there are over 48 different colors, and some of them are variegated as well. I use this thread in my sewing machine to piece with. I use it in my Sashiko machine. I use it in my serger. I use it in my long arm. It's a versatile thread you can use in all of your machines for everything from piecing, general sewing, serging, quilting, and yes, you can even embroidery with it. It makes a beautiful embroidery, a very vintage matte finish. Wonderful, Cynthia. Now, I will tell you, when I edit a video, I normally do edit out mistakes. However, lately I am just trying to do everything live, and then it's available to review on YouTube that way. Those of you that are watching on Facebook, hey, check out my YouTube section. It's much easier to find past videos and everything on YouTube than it is in the Facebook group. Okay. Oh, no, you're fine, Ernestine. No, seriously, I tell you what. Oh, thank you, Belinda. Oh, Lorraine, she's talking about the bobbin case that you can, where the drop-in bobbin case goes on the machines. One has a green dot, one has a purple dot. Well, the green dot, I think, is general purpose, and the purple dot is just for embroidery. I will tell you, I hardly ever change my bobbin cases in my machines. Oh, thank you, Christina. Everyone, you're also welcome, and thank you for tuning in and watching. When I went down to St. Louis 3 weeks ago, I think it was 2.5 or 3 weeks ago, and I did the Jackman's launch party. As most of you know, I came back and I was sicker than a dog for about 6 days. And I will tell you what, it has taken some time to get my strength back from that one. Oh, thank you, Lorraine. So, Shelley, the newest upgrade for the Solaris will be kit number 3. This is upgrade number 3 that has a new edge-to-edge feature in it. Next Friday night, and I will do a posting so everybody knows what it's about, but next Friday night we're going to explore one of the other new features on the new Solaris upgrade, and we are going to play with the new tapering stitches. They're a lot of fun, and we are going to see what that is all about. I have the next several Friday nights planned. I'm going to go over in depth one of each of the new upgrades that are in that Kit 3 for your Solaris, or if you have purchased the Solaris Vision. So everybody, thank you so much. Have a wonderful, happy holiday, Labor Day weekend. Oh, thank you, Linda. So everybody, have a wonderful holiday weekend. I will see you next week. If I can pull something together, I might do something on Sunday. I'm not promising anything yet. And for those of you that are following my Quilts in Italy series on YouTube, a week from Saturday will be our next episode, in which we will be cutting fabric for our lacy log cabin quilt top. Excuse me, everyone. Have a great weekend, everybody. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.